Hey, welcome back to PennLive.com with Greg Pickel. I'm Dustin Hockensmith, continuing our Penn State recruiting series, trying to pick our defensive sleepers in Penn State's 2016 recruiting class. Again, we'll start with you, Greg. Who do you like on this front?
Yeah, this is difficult because there's a lot of guys on that side of the ball that maybe haven't got as much publicity because a lot of people talk about Shane Simmons, they talk about Ellison Jordan, and there's a lot of guys in this class that you may have forgot was even commit. The guy who stands out to me is Zach McPherson. He's a 4-star out of Baltimore. Killed the Semper Fi game. A lot of people really took notice of how good he was. He had a 97-yard kick return. Penn State's loaded in the secondary, okay? So he's not a kid that's going to have to play immediately. He's a kid that can grow into, form. And I think he can be a real asset down the road, as Penn State gets his scholarship situation sorted out. They're going to need guys to step up when they're juniors, when they're seniors. I think he's a guy that could do that down the road.
And just right off the bat, he might need some time to crack that depth chart there. But there's electricity when the ball's in his hands. That's one thing that's short. Yeah, you can look at a 97-yard field goal return, but there's something there to think that before he becomes a primetime player on the defensive side of the ball, we'll see him on special teams.
Yep.
And they're still in the market for return help. Mm-hmm. So maybe he's a guy who can bring that sooner than later. I'm going to pick Aaron Matthews, he's a 6'5", depending on where you look, 190, 195. He's a really lanky kid. The report is that he's going to start on the defensive side of the ball, but he could end up just about anywhere. But he's got such a unique athleticism to him. You could see him putting on 40 pounds over maybe 2 years and coming off the edge, playing an outside linebacker spot. You could see him staying a little bit lighter and moving to a safety spot. I think he's got the ability to play wide receiver too. I think he's got that kind of athleticism. Yep. But the thing with Matthews is when you don't have a guy who's got a true home, you have a burden on the staff or a positive thing, depending on how you want to look at it. But James Franklin has to diagnose where he wants him, where he fits the best, and then come up with a plan in the weight room, on the field, technique-wise, to get him there. So there's a lot of variables in this equation, but you're looking at Aaron Matthews as a real blank canvas, and that's a good thing. He could end up in a lot of places. I like him to put on more weight and blossom into an outside linebacker. That's what I'm thinking, but believe it or not, I have been wrong before. But Aaron Matthews for me, Zach McPherson for him. I think both are good choices here. You could look at Andrew Pritz. Yep. You could look at some other places too. Cameron Brown is another guy who is in a similar position to Aaron Matthews.
Build, yep.
Yeah, got a lanky build, has to project a little bit into the future, but good athletes. So there you go. We're going to continue this series looking at Penn State's recruiting class. So visit us, PennLive.com/PennStateFootball for a lot more.